is I've got a Buick LeSabre, okay, and I'm trying to put on fog lights, which I have mounted successfully. It does not come with fog lights, but I was able to fabricate a bracket. See if I can get the bracket up on here. So I was able to fabricate a bracket. I mounted the bracket straight across. And then once I got it across, I took the second bracket, or a piece of the bracket that I cut off, and I flipped it around so I could mount the other one, the piece, up to the main bracket. And that was not easy, by the way. And I couldn't use any factory bolts, so this is all off-the-shelf ingenuity. So I took my fog lights here, and I actually mounted them. Let's see if I can get up in there. Mounted one to the other, as you can see there, so that it could actually line up in this hole and hang down at the proper height. So now that I did that, the problem is getting these wires. Now, these wires on these fog lights are long enough to get through, but the problem is, how do I get it through the firewall? So over here is one grommet, way down there. Barely see the gray grommet right down there. See where that pink wire is coming in behind there? That goes through the grommet. This one was really difficult. I couldn't get it through because the amount of wires that went through the grommet is a lot. So it's that grommet is pretty well packed. So I checked the other side. There's another grommet over here. Let me get my light. Stand by. So I got another grommet over here, and this grommet did not have as many wires going through it. So what I had to do is I actually, I used my pocket knife to make a cut in it. Then I had to use needle nose pliers to start pulling some of that electrical tape, because it's kind of packed a little bit, the opening, with electrical tape. And I had to actually pull out some of the electric tape out of the way in order to be able to shove this straw. As you can see, that's a kind of a heavy plastic straw. If you got a glass straw or whatever, but a heavy plastic straw. But that straw is just the right size, not too big, but just the right size to be able to get my clip through the end of it. As you can see, that will fit right up in there. Okay, one at a time. I hope the second one will get through there. Maybe if I flip that over. There you go. And then you can just feed it right through. Now, it took a little bit to shove that tube through there. Well, let me show you on the inside of the engine compartment here. I mean, inside of the cabin. Okay. So I had to pull out the glove box so I could kind of get some access. But really, my hand gets up in here. I don't even know if I can see it up in there. I'm trying to get you a picture. But up inside there is where that comes through, and you can get your hand in there and feel it. So I felt my straw actually came through the firewall. Let's see, did I feel it? Was it up top, or was it from underneath that I felt it? Man, it's tight up under there. I think it was at the top. But then I was like, dude, I gotta show this to people. Okay, so we're at 4 minutes in on the video. Dude, it's up in there. I know I can feel it somewhere, but I just can't get my finger back up onto it. Right up on the firewall, way up in there. And I felt my straw come through, and I'm like, oh yeah. Now that I got a channel that won't obstruct passing the wire through, I'll pass the wire through. And once I get it passed through, I'll be able to pull the straw off the other end of the wire. Okay, so that's the plan. Create a tunnel through the rubber grommet where there's still space for more wire to go through the grommet. So I shoved a straw there so I could have a tunnel to push the wire easily through there, and then I'll grasp it from this end and pull it through into the cabin. Once I get the second wire pulled through, then I'll just remove the straw from the outside and slide it off the other end of the wire. And there you'll have wires installed through it, and then I'll have to go back with some electrical tape and a little bit of some kind of gum or whatever to help seal it up. I'll figure something out, but use your ingenuity and come up with something, and then seal that thing back up. Because two reasons. One, water. The second, and probably the most important, is you don't want engine vapor to pass through into the cabin. That's why you want to seal that back up real well with tape and do plenty of rolls and layers, okay? Once you get your straw back out and you pull it off at the end of the wire, then you'll have wires passing through. Then you just route it away from all the heat and route it down on an outside route to get down to your fog lights, and then just cinch it up, okay? So that's how I got wires through my firewall, okay? And I did not go through this side because this side was tight, okay? All right, good luck.